I'm also here.
Yeah. Subhadeep Bardhan Patitavamani, please call. Let him be online because he's supposed to tell them how to write assembly codes with Atmega 32, Atmega 328. Let him join by 9 o'clock or so. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
look at this. Please have a look on the layout of this device. That is your Atmega 328. So you have three ports. So the ports come from the idea of communicating with the peripherals. So when you communicate with the peripheral, so the whole thing is known as interfacing. Interfacing. So interfacing is primarily with, there are few things like memory, then IO devices, which could be a sensor, which could be ADC. So these are all IO devices. Then, so for this interfacing with the memory and IO devices, so you need to bring out the processor has this three-way things to do interfacing. That is, one is address, the other is data, and there is control. So for communicating and controlling the anything. So memory you have already done. So this memory you have already done this SRAM and all these flash memory things like that. So we'll be doing DRAM maybe later. But today let me. So DRAM is left. We'll do it later. So this needs also this address, data, and control. Control is this read and write is one of the control lines. So, Pooja, what you can do is actually you take the attendance and these people can go off the video. There is no need to show their video because some people may have data problem. Those who don't have data problem, keep the video on. Those who have data problem, please keep the video on. I am going to ask questions, right?
Sir, your screen is not visible.
Screen is not visible. Sorry about it. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So could you see this picture? This picture?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, so you can see because of this, you have got different ports. As you can see, this is port A, port B, port C, port D. So port B has alternative functions like interrupt, MISO, that is serial output. Okay, master in, serial slave out, MISO, MOSI. So we'll talk about this. So that means they are multiplexed. So all these pins are multiplexed. For example, PC1, that is port C1 bit, is ADC interrupt, so it is multiplexed. By programming the processor, you can change the mode of this. Okay. So we'll talk about. So we are talking about the interface. So interface means you need the processor has to have addressing, then it has to exchange data and it has to control. For example, in memory, you had this address, data, and control. Control was what? Control was like read or write operation. That is control. So we are today we shall talk about ports. So it could be a parallel port or there could be serial ports. Okay. So ports means what? Ports means you can connect devices. It is just like you will have time. So when you transfer data from the microprocessor or microcontroller to any IO, you can just directly connect address lines, then data lines, and then the control lines. So this is address, this is data, and this is control. For memory, you could do this, but generally IO devices are slow. If they are slower, that means you cannot directly address and get data. That means the microcontroller puts an address, it has to wait a long time. So because of this mismatch is timing, that means if the IO device is slower than the processor, so what will happen? The moment you send an address, it has to wait a longer time before it gets the data, transfer the data. So therefore, to resolve this issue, the microprocessor, the controller has got these ports, serial port and the parallel port. So what is this port? So in the port, for example, a parallel port. The parallel port in your processor is port A, port B, port C, and port D. There are 4 parallel ports, 8-bit port each. So what microcontroller will do, the MUSI will dump this to a port register. Let's say port A. I was asking question, what is this DDRA and port A? What are the difference? DDRA is for controlling port A to work at different modes. Each port has different modes of operation. So each port in your controller has different modes of operation, remember. So these operations can be controlled by some control registers. So DDRA, for example, is one of the control registers. So by controlling these the ports, you can then have registers like port A, port B. You can either read into port, write into port A, or read from the port A. So therefore, all these ports are slower. Ports are generally slow, and the data is available for longer time. And it is meant for slower IO devices. Okay. So if you so question to the class, can you tell me whether address and data bus is available externally for the processor? Anybody who can say for this processor whether address bus and data bus apart from port, the internal address bus is available outside? Shivans Tomar, can you answer this question?
Sir, can you repeat the question once again?
What are you doing? You are not able to hear me properly. That means you are not attentive at all.
Sir, my
question is there, what are the signals which are available outside the Atmega 328 which you are studying right now? Look at the manual. Tell me whether direct address control, just like internal architecture, you have got address control and data lines. Is it available externally? That is the question. Shivans Tomar, can you answer this question?
This is not available outside the microcontroller.
Yes, so outside the microcontroller, especially for this particular microcontroller, such address things are not available. If you look at this, the your architecture, this is the architecture. In this architecture, you have got this data bus which is connected to most of the IO modules inside the processor. Inside the processor, okay. So inside the processor, there are various IO modules. And there is also data address bus. Address bus is connected to the memory directly, as you can see. Static RAM, etc. It is connected. So here also it is connected here, So address bus is connected. Not everything is shown here. So if you look at this, the internal address bus which is available for this processor is internal. There is no direct outside. It is not going. But in general, some microcontrollers they support this internal thing, you know. Just I will show you here. If you look at this, you can see here. If you look at this, you know, there are a lot of internal stuffs, as you can see here. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
If you look at this, so the internal bus, which is running like data bus, is running like this, which is connected to most of the IO modules, which are on the chip. These are on-chip IO modules. They are all on-chip. These are on-chip IO modules, which is they are like A to D converter, analog comparator, serial port interface, two-way interface. So these are the IO modules, and these are parallel ports. These are port A, port B, port C. And there are port A is also there somewhere. These are all parallel ports which are there internal to the controller. So there is nothing external. So this CPU is connecting to on chip through primary data bus and address bus. But outside it is all ports. We don't have direct control of addressing, etc. But there are some processors like ARM microcontrollers, and there are this Intel family of microcontrollers where the address bus is available outside externally. The address bus is outside externally available. Okay, so it is something like this. As you can see here, I'll show you one picture that will make things clear to you. I'll just share the screen that will make things much better for you. So if you look at this picture. You can draw this picture if you want. You look at this. So the concept here is called system bus and IO bus or external bus. So if the system bus is available, it is much faster. So this is system bus and IO bus, you can say, or port. So in the system bus, which you see here, this system bus consists of what? Which is very closely, tightly coupled with the processor. So the system bus is consisting of Vibhu Ranjan Jana, tell me what is system bus?
Yes, sir.
What is system bus?
Sir, here it is shown that it is connected to memory, processor, IO peripheral, and also it can
Yes, so
connect to
tell me system
external.
bus. What it consists of? What are the different signals, types of signals on the system bus? You are not
Means
attending.
both internal and external signals it can.
No, what is that? System bus means what? I showed you the architecture. You are not attending. Abhinav, Japesh, Yuranjana, you are creating very bad impression actually. Not attending. Why are you attending this class? Morning, सुबह उठ के क्या ये पढ़ता है? यार आदमी actually. Abhinav Japesh, what is system bus? What it consists of? This system bus is
Addressing and data receive.
address, thank you, and then data, then what else?
Control.
Control. Anything else? System bus also may have something else. What else will be there? Anshul Rajendra. Anything else? Just guess. I have not told, but you should be able to guess.
Anything else in this?
Dibyan Singh. चिरंजीव सक्षम चिरंजीव हाँ क्या है बोलो दिव्यांश
Sir, some extra lines for error correction bits.
Power may be there, clock may be there. So these are all with also will be there. So in your so homework, Pooja, please define today's homework. Find out what are the standard parallel interfaces in your computer, in your laptop, or in a normal desktop. You guys have seen desktops, right? Though you have laptops, so what are the standard parallel interfaces? Moinak Ghosh, any idea? Standard parallel interfaces which are available. So let me just tell you something called PCI, Peripheral Computer Interconnect. So these are parallel interface slots. So PCI has certain standard signals. So homework is find out about the PCI. Peripheral Computer Interconnect, PCI, full form. ISA, Industry Standard Architecture, Extended Industry Standard Architecture, PCI and ISA. So these PCI bus, you have to see the signals, all of you. This is the homework. Pooja, please create this homework. So these are all included in your course. PCI. So this PCI slot, you know, if you want to buy a data acquisition card, you can put it in the PCI bus. PCI bus is a system bus where you got this address, data and control. It is not possible for your small processor like this to have this bus, but for bigger processors, if you want to connect. Shubham Karmakar, you got it? PCI. What is the full form of PCI?
Sir, something parallel का.
मूवी देख रहे हो ना पाठ पढ़ रहे हो?
Sorry.
Who can say? Please raise your hand. I just told about it. Please raise your hand. Excellent. I am seeing many people who are. Tanuj Saraf.
Yes, sir. Peripheral computer interconnect.
Thank you very much. Tanuj Saraf का star mark कर दो. Because I told once, you have really be attentive. Thank you very much. Okay. So you can see this system bus will be faster. So the system bus connected to the parallel I/O peripheral, which is port A, port B, port C. Any port. So this is called port-based I/O, which is derived from the system bus, so that you know you can have slower devices which can be connected to here. So to communicate with the slower devices, so there are different data transfer modes. So I'm talking about parallel interfacing. Okay, remember you can write data transfer in parallel communication. You can say. So which will be in gigabits per second. It will not be fast. It will be very high data transfer. When you need very high data transfer rate. Okay. So the parallel communication is preferred. Okay. And whenever you want to interface other, like, you know, I/O devices for special purpose. So you need parallel interface. So in the data transfer in parallel interface has several modes. I'm going to talk about that right away. So I'll show you a picture which will make things clear for you. These I have shown you already, but once again I'm showing it. You don't have to draw this picture, just draw the block diagram, rough block diagram. What is this picture? Anybody can answer this. Can you see this picture? Architecture of something. What is that? Avinav. Jappes Avinav, na kaun hai?
Yes, sir.
What is this architecture? Anybody who can guess? Hardik.
So audio amplifier.
That is there, but look at the whole thing. You tell the architecture of what? I have shown you once earlier. Pradnya.
Yes, sir.
What is this architecture? Architecture of what? Internal architecture of what? Look at this, all of you, please. I will ask you. Yukta, internal architecture of what? Siddharth Parwal.
Yes, sir. So video recorder.
वीडियो रिकॉर्डर तुमने सुना नहीं क्या? लास्ट टाइम मैंने बताया था इसको. शहीद कुमार, यदाकुल्ला शहीद कुमार, बताओ.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now raise your hands who can answer this. गौरांग ऑलरेडी हाथ ऊपर करके रखा है. मैना घोष, बेनामणि, अमन शर्मा, दिव्यान सिंह. Okay, Kaushik Mahatta, tell me what is this?
Sir, camera.
क्या?
Sir, digital camera.
Yes, it's a digital camera which I already told you. It's a old model digital camera, but architecture is not available on new models. There is a power management unit, as you can see. This is the complete power management because each unit needs different supplies. This is the media processor. This is a microcontroller unit. Media processor does all the high priority tasks like image processing. Okay, running while taking pictures on the run. Taking pictures on the run. What is the big deal? What processing you need while taking pictures in the run? Priyanshu, pictures in the run. What is the big deal? So it will do all this processing. Okay, this is called a DSP, digital signal processor. Then this MCU will do simple I/O devices like flashlights. Okay, controlling I/O buttons. Okay, then status LCD, etc. Then remote infrared. But most of the work and controlling the motor drive, that is for the lens adjustment. But most of the other things like analog front end AFE and the CCD module control, etc., will be done by the DSP. And there are several interfaces. As you can see here, there is flash memory interface, there is USB interface, audio. So these are lots of interfaces, video amplifier, MCU. So it has got different ways of data transfer to the memory and different ways for the serial ports. Memory is faster, so the interface with the media processor is through system bus, where we call it, you just give the address, get the data, that kind of thing, no waiting. But generally for other slower IO devices like removable storage, etc., you give the address, wait for the readiness, then send the signal. So it is called handshaking. So what is it called? Handshaking mode of data transfer. I told you earlier also. So there are different signals in handshaking mode. Okay. So let's see those signals and the timing diagram with handshaking mode. So I am using some old lecture notes. I will upload that. So this is digital camera. Right. So this is what I already told you. You can draw this diagram on your note. So in this handshaking mode of operation, there is one master and there are several slaves. So the master has all the control. So the data transfer is very simple. That means the CPU generates the address, it enables the control, then there is data transfer. So for example, a data read operation is a read protocol. You can see here. It is a read protocol, as you can see. Similarly, you can also see a write protocol. It's a simple control action, you can see. So this is a write protocol, as you can see here. So in the read protocol, the processor or the master enables the address, then makes this read bar line low. Then once it makes an enable thing, the data is coming, read. Similarly in write, the read write bar is high, read bar write is high, and data is sent and it is written. So this is very simple, fast protocol. Sometimes it is known as seamless interface, seamless. You can say seamless, let me write down. Seamless interface. Not many things involved. Nothing in between. The master slave communicate very fast. This is like seamless interface. Like processor and memory. Memory is a fast device, so processor and memory. So this is a typical architecture of that. You can see this is a typical architecture. This is like CPU, memory, or memory 1, IO device. This is DMA. DMA stands for direct memory access. Direct memory access controller. This is DMA controller. Okay. So this DMA controller is responsible for directly reading memory and putting into the RAM. So primary RAM to secondary storage or any IO device would directly karega. You don't have to involve the processor while data transfer. So like IO to memory, using this DMA, you can have data transfer directly from IO to memory, both. It doesn't have to go to the processor. So this is the DMA controller. Sometimes DMA controller is known as an IO processor. It is just for data, bulk data transfer it is used. We will talk a study about it. But when the IO devices become slower, this doesn't work. This will not work because you have to wait for long time. This delay between giving the address and read time and write time, this is very large. When this is large, this is large, then you cannot use this. This is ruled out. So we have to go for something called handshaking protocol. Handshaking. So what is handshaking? So it is there everywhere in handshaking. In internet also handshaking is there, right? In the IP, Internet Protocol, TCP/IP, the handshaking is inbuilt. Gaurang Kaushik, can you tell? Okay, forget Gaurang Kaushik. Let me try somebody else. Argyadip, Internet handshaking, can you prove handshaking? Internet mein handshaking mode hai. It can be proved. If you just disconnect, suppose you go into a particular page where you want to download an image. If you disconnect the internet connection and again connect it in a second or so, it will still download. The data will be lost, but still again the data will be coming. How? Because in internet, listen to me carefully because I will talk about it later on, you write down. In internet protocol, when you have this IP, TCP IP, we will talk about it, serial communication. So data is sent with handshaking. That means the data is sent and it waits for a signal. The data is received or not. So if the data is not properly received at the other end, it will again request for the same frame. So how to know the data is received at the other end properly or not? Abhinav? Suppose I am sending data to you. How would you know that data is properly received or not?
We can check with the error bits or something. Yeah.
Which error? I am sending a frame of data. How would you know that your data hasn't received? Huh? You don't know the data. I am sending some data to you. How would you know the data is having error or not?
So like there are parity bit checkers.
Yes, thank you. So there are error correcting codes, ECC. Okay. Error correct. So by error correcting code, the internet protocol will know there is an error. So it requests. So this is handshaking. That means the data, first you have a request to send. Then when the request, there is a long handshaking. I have told already to you, so I'm just repeating that. There is a request to send and there is a readiness. Then you send the data with error correcting ports. Okay, serial data is sent like that. Even parallel data is also sent like that, one after the other. So this way you can do, you can see this. You look at some of the data transfer, slower data transfer modes. This is there in NPTEL video lectures. My lecture is there. You can read this, you can download. So this is time multiplex data transfer. As you can see, there is a request. Then the servant will grant the request, then data is sent. So there may not be any grant line, just request and send. So this is how you can also send the data. So this is called multiplexing. It is called the Strobe protocol or handshake protocol, you can say. So you can see the much better handshake protocol right here. Once again, I'm just showing. So here it is a two-step handshake protocol, you can see. This is a two-stage, you can see. So this is a proper handshake protocol. Simple, you can draw this. Okay. So the master it will request, then it will acknowledge, then your data can be read or written to this master servant. So this can also, this acknowledgement, as long as acknowledgement is not there, it can wait or it can do something else. So acknowledgement could be an interrupt driven. The moment request is sent, the acknowledgement will be interrupt. So can you give this example which you did recently? Can you give an example? Anybody who can give an example? Sohini, can you give an example of this protocol which you have done just now?
Sir, I'm thinking. I'm not able to recall.
Think about it. Think about it. Sumed.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me one such thing which you did recently? You requested and then there is an acknowledgement, then you read the data. You did this already.
Analog to digital converter.
Yes, ADC. Tell me what are the signals, ADC. So what is this acknowledge signal in ADC?
So like whenever the ADC was completed, there was a flag that.
Yes, so this is called end of conversion. So this flag can also generate an interrupt, is it not? So ADC protocol which you wrote, this EOC, the end of conversion can be read by the flag which can interrupt. So this is an acknowledge signal. So either you wait in software mode or you make this interrupt. So we'll talk about interrupts and read the data. So this is a typical protocol which you did. So with this, there are lots of architectures like ISA, PCI. I just told you, these are standard parallel interfaces, which has got many signals. Okay, there are many signals. For example, I shall just give an example of ISA. You look at this signal. Okay, so this is you will find most of the industrial devices, industrial computer has got this. So one more homework for you is find out the difference between an industry grade computer, industrial computer, and a normal desktop which you are using. You look at this. This is called standard ISA. Or industry standard architecture. So look at these signals. I'll just say few things about the signals. Please look at this. So this is generally available on industrial grade computers. This is a 16-bit architecture. You can see how it is 16-bit. No, EISA is a 16-bit. This one is 8-bit. This is an 8-bit architecture. D0 to D7. You can see this is the address data line. So 8 bits of data, as you can see here. So how many address lines are there? 20 bits of address line, A0 to A19.
Sir,
Yes,
32 address lines are there.
32 are there.
A31 till A31.
No, those are actually numbering.
Okay.
These are, so this is a standard architecture. Listen to me, let me tell you one thing here. So these standards are, available on the PC. I can show you some picture that will make things more clear. You can see here. So this PC has these slots. You can put your card. This is your card. This one your standard IO card which you have made design. Your company has designed. So this is the standard slot. This standardization is done by different international bodies. So this is called industry standard body ISA. Similarly, IEEE has then USB RS-232. These are standard organizations which make standard architectures. So the nomenclature is A1 to A31 here, B1 to B31 here. And these are the signals. So when you make your card, you have to comply with these signals. So these are the address lines. These are the addresses you can see. And there is a IO channel ready. This is an input signal for handshaking. IO channel ready. Then you have got interrupt request IRQ 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see there are IRQs. You can see IRQ 3, 4, IRQ 3, IRQ 4, 5, 6, 7. These are called interrupt request. IRQ term stands for interrupt request. Remember this. And DRQ stands for DMA request. So IRQ stands for interrupt request. We'll talk about it. Which will come from the external device, input here. DRQ also known as DMA request. Direct memory access request. Then memory write, memory read, IO write, IO read. Okay. Then this is called DMA acknowledge. DMA acknowledge means DAC means DMA acknowledge. Please write down all of you. DMA acknowledge. DAC means DMA acknowledge. Then ground is there. Then power supply must be there somewhere, plus per volt. There is oscillator. So these are standard signals of a 8-bit standard bus. It's a standard. So you have to also do for PCI. This ISA I did, and there is EISA. Extended EISA is a, I think, 32-bit architecture. You check it, and there is PCI. PCI is a 32-bit bus. Standard PCI slots will be there in your desktops. You can find out from the desktop. If you open a desktop, modern desktop, you will find PCI slots. Okay, you can easily find PCI slots there. I'll show you some day. This is where there are PCI slots. You see, this is the motherboard. You can see PCI slots. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are many PCI slots here. And there is a RAM system bus. This is for RAM memory slot, which has got direct address, etc. And these are PCI. You can see it is written PCI, PCI, PCI. There are lots of PCI slots at there. It must be an industry grade computer with Intel motherboard. You can see. Could you see this? So have you seen data acquisition cards? Yukta, have you seen data acquisition cards?
No, sir.
You have not seen. Okay, can you tell me the difference between an industrial computer, which is used for industrial purpose, and then the normal computer which you are using at your home?
Sir, both have different temperature tolerances.
Okay, temperature is one, then anything else?
The storage capacity will also vary, and the basic ECC controls.
Properly, I want a proper answer for this. Good answer. You are not thinking at all. Sahit Kumar, Yadakula Sahit Kumar, batao. What is the difference between an industrial grade computer and the computer which you have?
Sir, industrial grade computers are prone to work on higher data and means they are expected to
No,
perform.
I don't think so. Data is much less. ये video पे देखेगा उधर. Your answer is not correct. Data तो कम, उसमें data ज़्यादा नहीं रहेगा.
Higher performance in extreme conditions.
I don't think performance तुम्हारा video के लिए performance बहुत ज़्यादा चाहिए. Data, but I don't think for industry grade performance is not a criteria. Suppose Anusar, Gedela Anusar, suppose I take your laptop and connect it in your as a PC for your automotive control. What will be the problem?
I don't know, sir.
You don't know. You know it very well, but you are not thinking. Vanmani?
Yes, sir.
AD,
Yes.
analog to digital Vanmani.
I think there will
Jubyan
be
Singh.
maybe.
Yes, sir. Sir, like for a high voltage connection to computers.
तुम्हारा कंप्यूटर दिन में कितना बार हैंग होता है?
मेरा?
हाँ. हफ्ते में कितना बार होता है? नहीं होता है बिल्कुल. You have
नहीं
to
सर.
tell me the truth.
नहीं सर.
कभी हैंग नहीं हुआ?
नहीं सर.
You are not using your computer, that means. So कितना बार हैंग होता है generally?
सर मेरा तो नहीं होता सर.
कंट्रोल के समय वो हैंग हो जाएगा तो क्या होगा? सारे पैसेंजर मारा जाएंगे, ठीक है? So that means the first thing is the operating system. So industrial grade laptops or computers which are actually used for controlling. Why you need computer in industry? Sunit Kumar Sunit Sinha बोलो तो. Why you need a computer in industry? एक
Yes, sir.
example के साथ बोलो.
So industry is so for the management only. So the products, to control the products.
Sirsa Chaudhary, tell me a situation where you need a computer for industry.
Sir, for for simulation of Fourier, like before implementing any device, like it is simulated in computers.
No, you are not getting my point.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
You are audible, but you are not getting my point. Rabi Mina, you tell.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The use of computation index is for controlling purpose in manufacture process.
Controlling manufacturing process. Tell me where you have seen anyone. In your day-to-day life, do you have any computers in industry in your systems which does real-time control?
Sir, in any manufacturing process.
Manufacturing process में तो चाहिए पूरा computer controlled manufacturing process. So in that computer control, if I have a computer, what is the requirement? How it will be different from the desktop which you are using? Jhansi Soumya, you tell.
Sir, real-time computing will be very essential in industrial.
So your system cannot do real-time computing. Your system cannot do, your desktop or laptop which you have got, it cannot do real-time computing, you say?
Sir, it hangs sometimes. But real-time computing should be very precise in
so there which cannot be satisfied by your operating system. So you have to have an industrial grade operating system. Can anyone tell me in industrial operating system? All of you, please take this homework. Find out all the operating systems or most of the operating systems which are meant for real-time computing in industry. Android is not the one. Android is for commercial telephone uses, but there are Android computing systems also which you can be used. Real-time operating systems. I told few of them like RT Linux, VMX OS. So there are lots of them. You figure it out. So one is the operating system which has to be real-time. What else? Rohit.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yes, please tell me.
Yes, sir. Sir, can you repeat like apart from real time? What to tell?
Apart from real time, what are the other things which are required for an industry grade PC? Temperature, somebody said.
Like temperature,
yes.
Like high temperature. And like accuracy should be better. Like it should be more accurate. Like we can, like the accuracy.
Accuracy का कोई problem नहीं है. Accuracy nowadays 32 bit, there is no problem with accuracy. Especially the interface. Okay, there has to be required interfaces. There cannot be a lot of generic interface like you guys are doing. You have got USB, lots of things, and it is very expensive. Your laptop is much more expensive. So there has to be interfaces like I have shown here, desired interfaces. And there could be parallel and serial interface both. Okay, so interfaces will be strong, then capability EMI, EMC. So, so these are some of the requirements of industry grade PC. So you guys today do some research on industry grade PCs and cost, etc. That I will ask you sometimes next class. So this is about PCI slots. Okay, so you please do a homework about PCI slots. What are the signals? I just told about industry standard architecture. So now I shall talk about a very beautiful chip called Programmable Peripheral Interface, PPI. Programmable Peripheral Interface. It is basically if the microcontroller which is already there on board. This is my computing CPU, you can say. The CPU will have this address bus, data bus, this is address, this is data bidirectional, and this is control bus. So this chip will be connected here. Programmable peripheral interface. It will have several ports coming out. And the name of the chip I am telling you is a very famous chip. And whatever you say, you see nowadays are actually derivations of this chip. So I'm going to tell you about this 8255 chip. Okay. I'll share details with you. So I'll just download that chip. All of you, please download. Try to download the chip if you can, if your internet speed is working with you. We'll directly see the manual. Intel 8255. It was first brought out by Intel. Now it is the IP. Everybody has this IP. It's called 8255. This is the chip which I will just, I'll share with you directly. All of you, please get this. Pooja, can you download this and upload in the Microsoft Team?
Yes, sir, I will do. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So all of you, please get this so that you can directly write on this. Can you see this? Sorry, let me change this actually. All of you, please try to write on this, okay? Okay, here it is. Can you see this, all of you? Can you see this chip?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
8255 programmable peripheral interface. So you please download this. Pooja, you can upload this to them if you want. They want to download. So the standard architecture you can see of this chip. This chip is inbuilt on the core of the Aviar CPU. This is already inbuilt. So here it has got basically port A. If you look at this, port A,
Excuse
port
me,
B.
sir.
Yes. Not
Sir,
visible.
only the AVR datasheet is visible.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, just give me a second. अभी दिख रहा है क्या?
Yes, sir.
you please download this in your computer so that you can write directly there. Otherwise, you take small notes. With respect to, you don't have to draw this diagram. Just remember that this is a very old chip from it is called programmable peripheral interface. You see, it has got 3 ports: port A, port B, port C. And it communicates with the system. It's an 8-bit chip. It has got 8-bit ports. So it has interface to the CPU. There is 8 bits of data bus data. You can see 8 D0 to D7. Then there is power supply. It's a 5-volt power supply, and there is addressing. Read, write, reset, A0, A1, chip select. So these are the addressing and control. So it needs 2 bits of address. So 2 bits of address means there are 4 registers. There are 4 registers. Okay. So these 4 registers are called command word register. You can write down CWR. All of you please write down command word register. Okay. Then there is called command status register. Command word register and command status registers. CWR is called command word register and command status register. You can see. That means if you have whatever program you want to do, it is called programmable. You can write in this register, and whatever you want to read, that will be the status of the port chips. And there will be 3 ports, so you can control the 3 ports by input output. You can make it IO port, input port, output port, or you can make it some handshaking signal also you can generate. And at the same time, there are 3 ports, means 3 addresses: port A register, port B register, and port B register, port C register. So command word register is same thing like your data direction register, which is there in your Atmega. So this is a generic chip which I am teaching you because it will give you a lot of ideas about. So you can see this can be used in groups also. Group A is part of the port A and part C, and this is group B, part of the port B and port C. So you can use them as 12-bit ports also, because sometimes the AD converter is 10 bits and 12 bits, 8 bits, 10 bits and 12 bits. So therefore you can use them as 12-bit registers. So this is a 40-pin chip. So if you look at, these are some of the things which I already told: chip select, read, write, and these are the groups which you already I have told you earlier. So these are the basic operations. If you make this, it will be selecting port A data bus, A1, A0, read bar, write bar, all these things you select. The input operation is read and port A database. Similarly, it will be port B database. Then, so these are some of the things how you will connect to the different ports. It's a very simple pin. You can understand very nicely, no problem. Then how to control it? So it will have certain control status registers. So these are this is the control. So there are 3 modes. Mode 0 is basic input output. Mode 1 is handshaking, strobed or handshaking. This mode 1 here, which you see here, is called strobed or handshaking mode. Mode 2 is a bidirectional data bus. These are the 3 modes of 8255. And by programming the control word, okay, 1, 0 input, output, etc., you can control the group B and group A by controlling this control word register. You can. So this is how it is connected, as you can see. The picture will give you much more ideas. So this is this chip you are reading. So this is the typical address bus, control bus, of the data bus are connected to the port. This is how your Atmega 328 ports are also connected. But this gives a clear picture. of how you can program this 8255 as a external output port. Then how to, you can also make this port bit set reset. That means one pin at a time you can set a reset. So these are the different modes. So these are timing diagrams. Please go through, have a look, because this is included in your syllabus, how to use 8255. So this is, so one question today to all of you is you have to do it. I'm giving you half an hour time. I want one Atmega 328 to have 10 ports. It has got 4 ports now. I want 10 ports. 10 IO ports. Okay. Use 8255 to make 10 IO ports, 8-bit IO ports. Okay. That means 80 bits will be there, 80 bits. And write a simple code to generate (80-bit) sequences of numbers. This will be all output. All 80-bit will be output. 80 number of bits. Pooja, please write down this for today's classwork. So 80-bit output port. I just want to make it 8-bit output. So it is basically meant to. It is basically meant to drive 10x8 LEDs in a matrix. To make any pattern to come here. Okay, any pattern. That means 10x8 LEDs. So let me just share the note so that we can understand what I mean. This LED matrix. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 3, 6, and 8. These are 8. Then there will be 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. 10. So this is row 1 to row 10. This is column 1 to column 8. So each of them is connected with an LED. So each are LED connected. So you connect these column rows and columns. No, sorry, I made a mistake. 80-bit na. 80-bit means number of rows will be, let's say it's a big LED matrix. 40, 40. There will be 40 rows and 40 columns. So there will be 1600 LEDs in the matrix. So there are 40 rows and 40 columns. Okay. Can you get it? Pikhana Saiso Saugand. Can you tell me, I want to display a face here. How I'll display? This, really, I want to display a face, your face. I have taken the picture, I have stored in the memory.
Yes, sir. So we have to sample data that we get from processing the image of my face, and then
somewhere in the RAM or ROM, your face is there. In the
yes,
flash ROM, your face is there. Your face is 1600 pixels face.
Yes, sir.
It is there in the form of 1 and 0. Color you forget right now. Color can be coming later. Let's say just black and white grayscale image I want to display. So it is there. In the memory, it is already there. It is stored in 1600 locations. So 1600 locations starting from 1 to 80, then second to second column. So like raster scan, it will go like this, go like this. So it will switch on this LED, then this LED, this LED, this LED like this. So how I'll display this place? Can you have any algorithm here? Parth Moyes? Breakfast nahi khaya?
Nice, sir. Kharu. We can actually construct the matrix, and then we can write that to the ports, which will then write it to LED.
How do I read? Right. Because you have only 40 lines and 40 lines. So at one time, you can only have one set of 80-bit numbers. Then next, by the time you go to the next, this will become. Any idea? Are you getting my point?
No, sir, I didn't understand.
No, how you display the face? If you glow one LED, that is fine. But when you go there, this will be off. Because by giving a pattern, for example, you want to make this LED glow, this you can make 0. Let's say this is connected to positives are all connected to rows and negatives are connected to all columns. Okay.
Okay.
So that means you can make this any particular mth row. If you make positive and corresponding nth row negative, the m cross m comma n LED will glow. So your face means you have to make certain pattern of LEDs glow. Is it not?
Yes.
So if you want to make a certain pattern of LED glow, how would you make it? Because if you just select one LED, it will glow. That's all. What will happen to the next LED? So how do you make it glow? All it appear to you? Any answers to this?
We can like select the index of the LEDs and store them in a matrix in the memory.
That's right. We have already stored that. That's what I've done. Your face has been already sampled and stored in the EEPROM. Okay, you have your breakfast. I'll just Benamani, you can switch off your video if you like. Benamani?
Yes, sir. Sir.
You please tell me.
Not sure, sir. Like as you said, after 80 bits, we can do it.
देखो 40 लाइन इधर है, 40 लाइन ऐसा है, ठीक है?
Yes,
और वो एक लाइन रो का और एक लाइन कॉलम का, मान लो first 40 lines. First, let's say, okay, to make it easy, let me just do this. Just make it easy. I will make this as, let's say, 48 lines. उसको थोड़ा फेस को थोड़ा ये कर देंगे, उसको थोड़ा ये कर देंगे. ये 32 तक करते हैं. और ये कॉलम को करते हैं C1 to C48. ठीक है? तो ये हो गया 3 पोर्ट, मान लो. ये 3 पोर्ट रो को ये रो को थोड़ा ज्यादा करते हैं. रो 48 रो है, लेट्स से 32 कॉलम्स है. तुम्हारा फेस ऐसे दिखेगा, ठीक है? In this space, your face will be like this. So that means some LEDs will glow. Okay, so you have to select out of 48 rows. You have to select mth row and nth column. You make it 1 and make it 0. That LED will go. Otherwise, everything else will be 0, 0. So it will glow. So it will glow for a time. So you do very fast. If you do very fast, you scan it again and again very fast. It is called raster scan. Because of persistence of vision, you'll be able to see. Now you guys have to do this homework. Not homework. This is actually a test. You please do that. Okay. So you need Swarnim Raj have raised their hands. No need. So you generate this port, 80-bit port, and make 48 rows and 32 columns. Assume that you are not going to design it. Assume that the LEDs are connected there. Then you use this scan. That means you continuously scan like rows, 1 row at a time, 2nd row, 3rd row, 4th row, like that. You scan it so fast that your face appears like it, even though LED is actually just blinking very fast. That's all. Any questions here? Because you are going to design this and submit it.
Sir.
You have to write a simple program. Yes. So assume that the whole face is stored in a 1600. Let's say the 1600 locations.
Excuse me, sir.
As a binary image. Yes, please tell me. Who is asking?
Sir, the process, Swarnim Raj, sir. So, sir, the process you said, in that case, each LED will get a one by 1600th.
Yes,
of
1 by
time
1600th of the time you will be able to glow. So that means if it is running in microsecond, because of persistence of vision, you will be able to see as glowing.
Sir, so I just wanted to say another algorithms. In that way, each LED will get a bit more time. So, sir, we can do one thing is that if the rows are negative and the columns
so that's what. So if you code the image not like a binary image but code it like number of rows as 1, you can do one row at a time. So it will be 1 by 48.
Yes, sir.
You can also do 1 row at a time.
Okay. Then.
But if you want to demonstrate anything, you don't have to waste time in coding. You got my point? Because when you code the face onto this, that is also an algorithm. You just want to save the face as a binary image. That means the pixels which are on and off. So you can directly, the coding will be simpler. Otherwise, you have to code like which rows in which LEDs are high, which are low. So that means 1 row at a time. You can do much faster. Okay. There are many ways you can code. I'm not getting into that. So, for example, you can code patches. These patches you can blow at a time. These you can divide with patches. These are called local binary patches. You can do binary patches. You can blow them. So it is up to you. So this depends upon coding. How will display? But you do the simple thing. How fast you can do any arbitrary thing which just comes as a binary image, like a 48 cross 32 image. Okay, so there is a 48 cross 32 image, and it's a binary image. Something is high, something is low. So you have to just store it somewhere and just there are 1600 locations which are trying to say which one is actually high, which one is low. So you have to do that. 1600 locations are stored one after the other. Otherwise, you can code it very nicely. You can do patch coding. If the patch coding is there, you can at a time blow all these things. All these things can be at one time. This is one time. This is one time. You can do line by line or patch by patch. So these are coding things, image coding. But so don't waste time in coding. What I'm saying is you have got 1600 pixels, which is stored in 1600 different locations as zeros and ones. It is just 0, 1. So depending upon these 6, you can just glow an LED or not. Okay. It's a 1-bit memory, you can say. So let's say it is stored in the 1600 consecutive locations of flash memory, either all ones or all zeros. That means that indicating that pixel is 1 or 0. So you do the interface. That means take the Atmega 328. You don't have to draw everything. You just connect to the ports 8255s. Then the whole thing is to write a simple code. So the code writing is tricky otherwise. So write the perfect code. Patitava, on this you create the assignment and Puja you create it and let them work on it today. Submit whatever you have got by 10 o'clock. If you have any questions, I am here to help you. Please. Banoth Arunaik, could you get my question? Banoth Arunaik?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Amisha Reddy?
Yes.
हाँ, खाली कोड लिखना, हाथ में तो कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. तुम्हारा 8255 3 पोर्ट है. सो 80 बिट के लिए आपको कितने तो चाहिए? 3 बिट होने से. सो 80 बिट के लिए 24 करके 3 होने से 72 हो गया. चार 8255 लगाने से हो जाएगा 4 पोर्ट में, पोर्ट ए, पोर्ट बी, पोर्ट सी में 4 85 8255 लगा देने से, सो 8255 का तो इंटरफेस विल बी सिंपल, यू डू दैट। 1 पोर्ट में लगा दोगे तो बाकी हो जाएगा। यू टेक योर टाइम, बाय टुडे यू सबमिट, ओके, टुडे इवनिंग, but if you submit before that, it is good. So this will give you an idea about the LED TV. आजकल सब LED TV है ना, so the LED is small LED, the LEDs are there which you cannot distinguish, so your images are displayed perfectly. The color combination, there could be a third dimension which will give you the color code. Sometimes there are multicolor LEDs, or there may be 3 LEDs to give you 3 different colors. So that color code can be also done. So you will get an idea about LED displays. Please do that, all of you. So whenever I am asking questions, please respond.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, initially you drew 10 cross 8 LED matrix. Then you drew.
अभी जो इनिशियल के बारे में भूल जाओ, गलत था। अभी है 32 क्रॉस 48, टोटल 80 बिट, 80 टोटल 80 bits, so 32 cross 48, so 32 into 48 is how much? So that many locations, not 1600. It will be 32 into 48, whatever is the value, that many locations. That is the no, sorry, 48 cross 32, I'm sorry. So this is the matrix.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, this is 48, this is 32. So itna location hai total.
Sir, what should be our objective with the code? Like, what do we have the right?
Display,
what do we have to write code for?
Face which is stored in this location, given the face, okay, binary image of a face is given to you. 1536 locations are there. 15. So this is 1536 location of a memory. A class memory is there. So let's say this memory is inside data memory. So from this data memory, there are 1500 locations are there. 1532 locations. 1536 locations are there. So these 1536 locations, starting from first location to this, each has a pattern, either all ones or all zeros. So that indicates whether that particular LED should be on or off. So it is already there. So this has to be mapped to this LED matrix through this 8255 interface. Are you getting my point? Hello? Shivans, the कौन पूछ रहा है question? Is there any other doubt about the question?
Yes, I'm good.
Railway has given a project. Project means wants to do the project. I am not having time. That all these LED matrices you have to design here in India, because we are now importing them with IoT displays so that they can operate from any time, anywhere. The displays can change. Large advertising billboards which you have to put, which can be controlled from remote locations. एयरपोर्ट में एक बड़ा एडवर्टाइजमेंट बोर्ड रिमोट लोकेशन से होगा IoT के थ्रू. Okay. So these are some of the projects or products you can make easily out of it.